Hola, fellow analysts and analyst supervisors. Those of you who are in law enforcement, performing analytics, or building analytical capacity, you are in the right spot. This is Dawn Reby from Excellence in Analytics, and I'm gonna share with you a couple of things, a couple of tips in analytics that might really resonate with you, as well as determine, are you addicted to stress? So let's do this. Let's get going here. So I wanted to give you a heads up that we have a brand new video that just came out. What skills do I really need to know as an analyst? And this is in partnership with GeoTime. So when you're all done this video here, go ahead and click the link below. What every analyst needs to know. What skills do I really need to know as an analyst? Because here's the thing, guys. You know, we spend so much time trying to learn 50,000 things and we're not focused on the right things. That video shows you the 6 things that every analyst an analyst supervisor must be focused on. All right, so there's that gift for you, and it's 100% free. You just got to click on the link and get on over there. All right. So the second thing I wanted to share with you is let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We are here to talk about our challenges in law enforcement analytics and to give you some solutions to what those challenges are. So the challenge question I have for you today is, what do you wish your supervisor would stop doing? I talked to hundreds of analysts and many supervisors, and they always seem to say, I wish my supervisor didn't do this. I wish my supervisor did that. Where are you? Comment below. What do you wish your supervisor did more of or did less of on your behalf? And so I'm going to give you a couple that we just came across in our RG group today. Things they wish their supervisors would not do, right? Micromanage. When you're a professional analyst, you know what you're doing. You do not need a commander, an executive leaning over your shoulder saying, what do I do, right? Or what do you do, right? I remember I was at an agency years and years ago, and that actually happened to me. I had a supervisor, a brand new supervisor, come in, stand over my shoulder and say, show me every button you press and everything you do. And I'm like, how annoying. No, I'm not going to do that. No. And so the reality is you are the CEO of crime analysis. You are the professional. So you got to kick it up a notch and you got to let folks know that you are fully capable of performing your job, right? And so I was talking with an analyst the other day and I said, what is it that you wish your supervisor would stop doing or do more of? And this one analyst said, I really want my supervisor to advocate for me. I want to know that I have someone backing me up. So if you are a supervisor, listen on in here, advocate for your analysts, tell stories about them, tell successes about them, beef them up. When you're in your executive meetings, talk about the great work that they're doing. Talk about the great work that it is really helpful for your agency, for that analyst to be doing that kind of work for you. All right. And if you're a supervisor of an analytical unit, do more of that for your staff. Okay. Do more of that for your staff. All right. So now we're going to get to it. That was our question of the week. And so now we're going to get to it. Really, signs that you are addicted to stress. Hey, that sounds kind of silly, right? Addicted to stress. But we're going to take a quick little test here together and see if in fact you are addicted to stress. It seems so wild. Like, why would someone be addicted to stress? But we're going to do the test together, and then you're going to go ahead and comment below to see if, in fact, you are addicted to stress. And then we're going to give you some tips to get unaddicted, okay? So we see a lot of this with law enforcement professionals, the analysts, and the supervisors. When you have this kind of perfectionist mentality, this is something that you are susceptible to, right? When you have to get everything perfect and everything precise, you are very often susceptible to being addicted to stress. Now, if you're not a perfectionist, you can definitely still be addicted to stress. But you know who I'm talking about, those who are like things just perfectly done. You could certainly be addicted to stress as well. So let's get to it. Are you always feeling stressed out? All right, are you always feeling stressed out? You're like, oh, you're always running around with your head cut off. Now, we're talking about you. We're not talking about what your environment does to you. We're talking about you and your response to it all. All right, so are you constantly running around stressed out? All right, so if the answer to that is yes, then go ahead and give yourself a 1, a checkbox, a little tick. All right, that's a 1 sign. Another sign, do you find that you have zero free time? Zero free time. Your girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife or friends or mother or sister or brother, they want to connect with you. They want to hang out with you. And you're like, let's see, it's April 14th. Perhaps, on December 22nd, I can hang out with you then, right? It's just so hard for you to plug people in because you always seem like you have something plugged in already. That is a big one for me. I am working on that one, right? And so if you feel like you have no free time, put a little checkbox there. We're gonna add these up in a moment. Are you constantly back-to-back scheduled, right? Are you constantly back-to-back scheduled? Are you like 9 to 10, I'm doing this, 10 to 11, I'm doing that, 11 to 12, I'm doing this, right? Is that you? Are you constantly back-to-back scheduled? Are you planning on eating your dinner in the car because you're picking this one up and going off there and going off here and you're going to work while you're there? And if anyone ever says hello to you, or if you get a call, that'll completely disrupt your entire day because you are so back to back, right? Is that you? Check it off. There you go. Write that down. See if that is you. Are you bored? Are you bored if you have nothing to do? Let's say you wake up a little bit early, or maybe you get stuck in line somewhere. Are you whipping out your cell phone and like trying to find something to do? Look at Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, maybe a little YouTube, right? So are you finding that you can't sit still, that you're bored? You're like looking around, what should I do? Right? Maybe you're in the doctor's office and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm wasting time. Is that the feeling that you get, right? Is that the feeling that you get? Are you feeling like, oh, I'm really bored when I'm not achieving, when I'm not accomplishing something, and I need to achieve in order to actually feel good about myself, right? If that's you, go ahead, check-a-roo, put that down, and we're gonna add all these up to see how addicted, if you are, and how addicted you are to stress. And this is, common among law enforcement analysts and law enforcement supervisor analysts, right, who are, in this motion of regularly trying to prove themselves. Like they start off trying to prove themselves, and next thing you know, they're working back to back to back to back to back to back to back, right? And so we're talking to you. We're talking to you, and we're going to have some solutions if you are, in fact, addicted to stress, all right? So, do you feel only accomplished? Do you only feel accomplished if you're busy? Do you feel accomplished if you're busy? You don't care what it is, as long as you're checking off a box, as long as you have a list that you're checking things off. It doesn't matter if it is walk the dog on that list. It doesn't matter if it is, do grocery shopping. If you're checking stuff off, you feel accomplished. If your life is run from a list, and the only way that you can feel accomplished is if you have this list in front of you, checking things off. Now, I like lists. I love success lists. I think that, when we have a big goal in life, like right now, I'm building analytical capacity at an agency, and I have some things that I want to do. I want to create a vision. I want to create the, buy-in. I want to create some of the impact tools. Like here's those kind of my success list, right? But there's more to my day than what's checked off. There's how I'm feeling. There's how I'm, moving. There's all kinds of things that are available to me to feel successful. So the question is, do you feel successful only when you are checking off the box? All right. So feeling accomplished when you are busy, when you are checking off those boxes. And this is a big one. This is a big one that so many law enforcement professionals, analysts, and analyst supervisors suffer from so much. This one right here. Are you just used to it? Are you so used to feeling overwhelmed that it doesn't even faze you anymore? Oh my gosh, are you so used to it? Did some of your heads just like nod? I feel it. I feel it between us, right? So here it is. If you are feeling overwhelmed and you're just like, that's my life and I'm used to it, that is a big sign that you are addicted to stress, and it's not good for you. Stress jacks up your cortisol levels. It messes with your hormones, causes you to gain some extra weight. It causes disease and illness, and it quite honestly causes you to not have a very joyous life. You are not showing up as your best self if you are overly and addicted to stress. You are not feeling fulfilled, true joy and true fulfillment if you are always spinning. Okay, so what do we do? So let's go ahead and add those all up, right? Are you, 2 or 3 or 4 check marks do you see on your piece of paper? Are you addicted to stress? Well, the reality is if you have more than 3 of those things checked off, you're addicted to stress. And it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Life has been very stressful. I was in Saudi Arabia recently, first time in another country, and life was very different there. In fact, when I went out to Texas to teach a class out there, life was very different. I've gone to Texas, I don't know, dozens of times, and it's so different. They start their days later than we do here in the Northeast. In the Northeast, you're in a 7 a.m. training, you get there on time, right? Early in the morning. And in Texas, it's much more relaxed. Everybody says hi. In the Northeast, don't say hi to me. Don't say hello. I don't want to hear it. I just want to get in and out of this class, right? And so, when you have this fast pace going and going and going, it often is going to derail you from true joy, right? And so slowing the pace down is going to be key. But before you do any of that, just recognizing that you might just be addicted to stress. All right. I know that I was. And sometimes I still kind of slip back into my own paradigm, right? So I got to keep on working on the shift. And so the thing is, you are successful even when you're not busy. You are of value even if you're not producing 50 bulletins. You are of value even if you are not working 10 hours overtime or working through your lunch. You are so of value. In fact, you are more of value when you are operating optimized. And the way to operate optimized is to show up as your best self. And you cannot do that if you are addicted to stress. You just can't, right? You can't show up for yourself, for your family, for your work, for very long. Maybe temporarily, but it doesn't last. You invite illness, you invite disease, you invite unjoyful lifestyle. And quite honestly, you got one life to live, right? You got one life to live. So keep yourself professionalized, get your skills up to par. Absolutely. Do your best job, show up as your best self. Pour yourself into your work, but first pour yourself into you, making sure that you love the life that you live. So the first step is to come to terms with the fact that you might be addicted to stress. The second thing is, and I'll put it in the show links here, we have a master holistic health routine. It's free and it's just the beginning. So you can download it, you can click on it, download it, and start to think about a holistic lifestyle. Now, what the heck is holistic lifestyle? Why do I keep on saying that? And what does it mean? Holistic lifestyle looks at all areas of your life and really tries to make you supple, right? In all of them, make you enjoying all of them. Now, there's always fluctuation, right? But really, holistic means that you live a fulfilled life in total, that you're not only working, that you're not only playing around, that you're really finding joy in multiple areas of your life. So that document, the Mastering a Holistic Health Routine, just starts to get you used to some of the key concepts around taking really good care of yourself, creating healthy routines, and so forth. And so I encourage you and invite you to, if you have discovered that you might be addicted to stress like I was, if you've discovered that, then go ahead and dive into that. Go dive into that free tool. It's for all law enforcement, fire, EMS professionals. All you can do is click on the link, download it, and spend a little bit of time focusing on you. And if you need help with this, of course, this is what our company does at Excellence in Analytics. We help build analytical capacity at agencies with work-life harmony, leadership of self as the key component. And that builds legacy, that builds sustainability, and that builds a fulfilled and joyous life. So on that note, I'm going to wish you well until next week. Enjoy and stay the CEO of your life.